Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie, founder and owner of the MLM Solution, to welcome you to today's episode. Timing is everything. Let's get this show going. All right. Hope everybody's doing fine on this Monday morning, February 24th. It is now 38 seconds after 11 a.m. I want to welcome everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. We certainly did. As you can see, we made some changes behind it. You can now, I always do it the wrong way. There's the animals. I've had people comment, hey, will we see more of the animals? And the answer is yes. I got to keep it quiet because today they're going to the vet. Shh. Don't tell them. Got to keep them healthy, right? Got to keep them healthy. So today as soon as we get done here, we've got to go see Mama, and then the twins, and then twin grandbabies, 2 boys, and then we're going to head out to the vet. All right, today's episode, we start, as you know, last week, I keep hitting the desk, and I do have a sturdy desk. As you can tell, the lighting changes because I jar the desk, and it's because of my mass, I guess. But anyway, I put my elbow on it and it changes it, so I apologize for that. And I'm sure it comes across as a thump at your end. But before we do our gong, let me say this: today I brought a prop, a red flag, just like they use in the NFL. You know what that's for? Because we're going to call foul on some of the fallacies that are pushed in this industry. I'm tired of these guys passing this stuff along as fact when you guys are dependent on them for the truth. So we're going to start throwing the red flag on them. How's that? Also, I'm going to be getting me a gavel because we're going to be bam, no, guilty. All right? Because of the fact that, again, there are some people that spread things out there that are not true. Can you imagine that? Who would do such a thing? Anyway, we're going to, like I said, have fun in this show. So with that being said, I think it's about time that we get our show moving on, right? There we go. All right. That's the official start of the show, and here we go. All right. Timing is everything. Let's get that up on our screen here because I want you guys to be able to see what we're going to be talking about. Look, timing is everything when you're going to maximize the financial opportunity a company offers you. And you got to realize that that is exactly what you need to keep at the forefront of your mind. We talked over the last 5 days of doing the basics. And the basics do what? They get you ready for the business building process, the 90-day mini blast. But the thing is, and once you put down your 90-day goals, and once you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve and what you want to do, you have to ask yourself this, and that is, okay, what is my main purpose? And you know what? We all join this business, as I said before, for one of 3 reasons. 1, we want a better lifestyle. 2, we want more time freedom. And 3, we want to better our financial situation. And the finances lead to you having the freedom lifestyle. Is that not correct? Well, sure it is. So what you have to do is when you're going out there looking for a new company, because look, if you want to maximize the money-making ability of the network marketing business model, as we talked before, we want to look for new companies. Why? Because they go through exponential growth. And not only do you want to be a part of that growth, you want to be a part of the reason that company is experiencing that exponential growth. And how do you do that? Well, you do that by the fact that you're going to jump in to the company at the right time. Now, one of the things I want to throw a red flag on is this. People say, get in now. Positioning is critical. If you don't get in now, you're going to miss the opportunity. Red flag. We're going to throw that red flag. That's bull crap. That's bull crap. Don't fall for that. That's a tactic they use to get you to join the company now, to join their organization, okay? It's kind of a pressure technique. Is timing important? Absolutely is. If you're going to maximize the financial opportunity, you've got to join the right company at the right time. Am I talking out of both sides of my mouth? No, I'm not. Here's the situation. Look, let me rephrase this a little bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And there again, make sure if you are confused, make comments, because we want to make sure that you guys totally get and understand what we're talking about here. Okay. And don't be afraid to comment during the show. I have the ability to respond. And there again, being the producer and the speaker, it's kind of hard, but I'll do my best. But here's the thing. Look, it's timing, not positioning. Timing, not positioning, that's critically important. And you say, well, what does that mean? And we have a great training video in the members area that really goes into depth about this, but I'll do my best here. Look, it doesn't matter whether you joined the company in the first month and you're the 10th person to join that new company, or you are a person that joins this company in its 6th month and you're the 1,642nd person. It doesn't matter. What matters is this company is going to be around 1 to 3 years, and you can maximize that financial opportunity it presents you and your downline during that 1 to 3 year process, even if you join the business, this company, in its 6th month of existence. It doesn't matter. What matters is who takes action, massive action, when they do join. So don't get caught up in, oh, I'm the 10th person to join this company. Okay, well, have you done anything? Well, no, not really, but I'm number 10. Okay, well, have you made any money? No, I haven't done anything yet, but I'm number 10. Okay. And so you join in its 6th month and you get your butt in gear and you're tearing it up. And you run into this person who was the 10th person to join later at a corporate event, company event, whatever you want to call it. And you say, hey, I see, hey, it's good to meet you, man. I remember you. You were the 10th person that joined. Yes, I am. I'm the 10th person. Well, how's it going? Well, I haven't started yet. But man, I'm the 10th person, and man, I'm so proud to be a part of this company. And I'm the 10th person. Well, have you made any money yet? No, I haven't done anything. I haven't created any volume. You signed some people. I signed a few people, but nobody's doing anything. I don't understand why. Okay. They are the 10th person. They grabbed the 10th position. That is their only claim to fame. They are not going to be able to maximize this opportunity if they don't get their butt in gear. They've already behind the curve. If they were the 10th person to join, that means they joined in the initial phases of the company's existence. And they've already left money on the table. And that means this. Look, if you joined in the first month of the company's existence, and it's now 6 or 5 months later, you're now in the 6th month of the company's existence, there's 5 full months of money creation that you missed out on as the 10th person in the business. What good did that do you? You weren't part of the reason of the growth over the past 6 months. You didn't take advantage of those 6 months, and those 6 months are gone forever. You cannot backtrack. You cannot go back and claim the money that you missed out on because you didn't take action. So what good did it do you to be the 10th person sponsored into this new company? It did you absolutely nothing. Look, I know personal stories, and I've been a part of those stories, where people have come into a new company a year later. A professional business builder ran into this company, and it's a company that I think is still around. I'd have to look. But anyway, here's the point. This individual joined this company that was a year old, okay? And this person knows how to build a network marketing business. Unlike few people, they've made multi-millions in different companies. So their ability to build this business is unquestioned. So here's the thing. They joined this company after its year of existence. It's already doing, I forget, $20 to $40 million in its first year. It really took off. Okay. They joined it. Most people say, well, it may not be experiencing a lot more growth down the road, but we'll talk about in a minute what you're going to look for in a new company. But here's the rest of the story. They joined it a year into it. They figured out their unique marketing angle, if you want to use that term. In other words, their message to their prospects. And they quickly, over the next 18 months, became one of the top earners, if not the top earner. I think they became the top earner over those 18 months in this company. Okay. So even though they came into this company a year later, or after a year of this company's existence, they got their butt in gear and they know how to build a business. They had their message. They got out there, they got busy, they applied their work ethic, their talents, their abilities, their knowledge to the business model. So the numbers worked with them. We talked about that. And they knew how to work the numbers. They knew what they needed to do. And they went out there and did it. And when they did the numbers started working with them and for them eventually, where they could walk away. They're again maximizing what? The financial opportunity that this new company that was a year old when they ran into it offered them in their downline. And for those people that followed this individual and listened to what he told them and what he trained them to do, guess what? They maximized that opportunity as well. Because look, you can't make millions in a new company on your own. What do you do in network marketing? You develop a team, right? You develop a team. And if you develop that team and you help that team make money and you teach them the right things to do, duplication takes place, volume explosion takes place, and guess what? Income explosion follows volume explosion. And always keep in mind, the ultimate thing in this business, as far as creating volume and money, is a little term that I coined a long time ago. It's all in the back end. And what does that mean? It's all about the auto ship. And we'll talk about that down the road. So, we're talking about, okay, Rob, you're saying you need to join a new company. When is the right time to join a new company? Should I wait for 6 months? Should I wait until 2 years? A year down, that's a great question. And here's the thing. As we talked about, there's 5 things you want to look for in a company. We're going to address that here very shortly over the next few days. So you want to make sure that you don't miss that episode. But there's 5 things as a professional business builder that we look at a new company, we evaluate, does this company have those 5 things? If that company has those 5 things, as we said before, then there's a great chance this company may do something special. Okay. And if that's the case, then guess what? You have something that may provide you the income and lifestyle you want. No guarantee, no such thing in this life, but at least you have a barometer, a set of barometers that you can use to evaluate a new company. If that new company has those, then you should get excited and seriously consider joining a new company. So let's say you did that. Let's say you went out, you evaluated this new company, you're excited about what you see, but you got to make sure these 5 things are in place, and you do. And the next question you're going to ask yourself is, as you can see on the ticker below, look, there's 3 growth phases in a new company: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. You see that there? The most money that's available in a new company, I think you've already figured it out, is phase 1. The least amount of money available in a company is a phase 3 company, which is the older, more mature companies. And we have a graph, and we have a training video with the graph showing you the many different time frames that you can join a company and still maximize the financial opportunity that it presents you. But there is a time, a couple of times, where you want to kind of keep one foot in the company and one foot out, but you don't want to let your downline know, and you're not playing games with them. Look, it's your responsibility as a leader with your knowledge and your experience to take care of your downline, to tell them the truth. And there's times when you can see troubled waters with a new company, and you can say, okay, guys, you know what? We kind of need to maximize this opportunity, but we got to keep an eye out for, troubled waters. And if this company, most companies do what? They go out of business in the first 5 years, right? Doesn't matter what industry a company's in, a new company's in. Bottom line is that 5 years is when 90% of new businesses go out of business. So what is your responsibility as a leader? To keep your ear to the ground, to see if you hear any legitimate info about the company struggling or whatever, or knowing as a leader that the financial opportunity to create wealth, to make an incredible income, to create an incredible lifestyle is going to happen in the 1 to 3 years, maybe in certain cases, in unique cases, stretch it out to the 5-year, maybe even to the 7-year mark. Okay. And if that's the case, then guess what? You're lucky. If you get a company that you can stick with for 5 to 7 years and still make money, you are absolutely in unique and rarefied air. Okay. And you should be blessing. You should say, thank you, God. Thank you, because he has blessed you with a unique financial opportunity. But that being said, let's back up a little bit. Companies typically go out of business, 90% of them, within what? The first 5 years. So what does that tell you as a leader? That means when year 3 rolls around, you do what? You keep an ear to the ground as a leader, because by that time you should be making incredible money, and you should be on the know, in the know with the company, and etc. So at the same time, what you want to do is you want to use your knowledge and keep 1 foot in the company and 1 foot out. Now, with that 1 foot out, whether you're looking for another opportunity to roll over into with your downline, that's up to you. That's not unethical. It's business. It's your business. Or if you're keeping 1 foot out to say, okay, you know what? I'm done. I've made the money. I have the lifestyle. I don't want to build another organization. If I exit this company, because you make that determination, if I exit this company, I'm done. I just want to go and enjoy life and the family. And I don't want to build another business. Okay. But you have to keep 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That doesn't mean that you skirt out on your responsibilities to your downline as a figurehead and provide knowledge and leadership and et cetera. That's not what you do when you have 1 foot out. What I'm saying with 1 foot out is this: you continue to be a professional. You continue to be a part of this company, support this company. You may be over the business building phase of your business, because there comes a point in every comp plan, in every business, where it's more important to be the figurehead than actually be active building, because you're wasting your valuable time building, because it's not going to bring any more money into your pocket. Okay. So that's a story for another day. But the point is, you want to make sure that when you have 1 foot out, 1 foot in, that you're still being responsible to yourself, your family, your downline, to the company. Okay. You don't want the company to get word that you've got 1 foot out the door. Okay. And that's really not what you're doing. What you're doing is being responsible and saying to your leaders, your downline leaders, hey guys, I've been hearing rumors that there might be financial trouble. And that's up to you. You don't even have to share that, because you could cause a lot of unrest in your downline. But we got to have discussions about how this business works, and you need to know the truth. Okay. So the bottom line is that there are times when companies may run into financial trouble. Doesn't mean they won't get funding. Okay. But here's the thing. You have a responsibility to yourself and your downline that if there's trouble, pending trouble coming, based on the severity of that trouble, that you want to get your leaders together in private, and you're not trying to hide it from your downline, because you don't know what's going to happen. What if you spread panic throughout your organization and everybody scatters like mice on a ship, sinking ship? Okay. All of a sudden you find out the company did get funding and everything's going to be fine. Now you destroyed everything that you built, and you might have had a bad negative impact on people's lives. So you got to be very careful to open your mouth. And sometimes it's better to keep things to yourself and take the brunt of the anger that may come your way as a leader. And sometimes as a leader, that's what happens, because you can't reveal everything you know. Okay. And to be honest with you, it's better for a company to go out of business and them be the bad guy than for you to be the bad guy, even though if you had told your leaders you were going to end up being right, that the company was having financial trouble. But the thing is, sometimes the bearer of bad news, they're going to kill the messenger regardless of whether you were right or not. Okay. So you gotta, it's a tough situation. And I've been on both sides of the fence, and it's not fun either way. Okay. But the thing is that sometimes things can turn around, and you don't want to have a negative effect on people that are building a positive business that could have a positive impact on their lives. So it's something that you're going to have to struggle with. But having one foot out and one foot in, don't take it the wrong way. We're not talking about you looking for an exit strategy, okay? We're just saying you're being financially responsible to you and your downline by keeping your ears open and by watching what's going on, okay? Whether you want to share that information is up to you. But there is a time between phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 where you're going to have to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to stick around, or are you going to exit and say, I'm done? And then there again, that is a personal decision, because everybody owns their own business. You file your tax return, has your name on it, or your business name on it. Who pays the taxes? You do, or your business does. So the bottom line is that you have to make sure that you make the right decision when it comes to exiting a company. And whether you keep that to yourself is up to you. All right. Okay. So 3 phases of company. We see it below. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 is where you're going to make the most money. And we have a training video that goes in greater detail. Fantastic video. That's not the place for it, right? This is not the place for that video. It's too much information. It's too much detail. And it would bore you guys anyway. So let's go to the next important factor. The other important factors that you have to consider when looking at a new company is the following. You see it there again in the ticker. Okay, I do that so you guys can constantly be exposed to the information. The comp plan, the products, the leadership, the financial backing, and the future growth plans. These are things that a lot of people don't consider when they are looking for a new company. Okay, they get so caught up in the lifestyle, and they see the comp plan, or they hear these conference calls, and you got to realize that these conference calls are designed to do what? To motivate you to join, to take action right away. I get called foul on those conference calls in so many ways, and we'll do that down the road. But let's stay focused on the subject at hand here. Okay, so the company, what you want to do is you want to look at the comp plan. Okay, and there's sites on the internet that do a great job in YouTube have tutorials, great job explaining comp plans, network marketing comp plans, and there's a lot of them. When I was coming through the industry, there was basically 5 or 6, if I remember right, and they were pretty basic and pretty easy to understand. There was a little complication here and there, but for the most part, those comp plans made up the vast majority of companies' pay plans in the industry at that time. But as time went along, some of these comp plan designers got really ingenious in their design of these things and brought a lot of hybrid attributes to the pre-existing comp plans. And I'll be honest with you, they kind of threw me for a loop when they came out. I exited the industry when a lot of these hybrid comp plans started coming around. And I'll be honest with you, I was pretty intrigued, and I saw some potential in some of them. And I to this day, I don't know just exactly how they are doing. But the thing is that Paul's a better evaluator of the comp plans than I am. I used to be pretty darn good, but we've gotten away from that, and we don't keep up with that like we used to. And maybe we'll get back into it. I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, in the comp plan, here's the basic thing that you need to know. When you look at a comp plan, you need to find out whether that company is going to pay you pennies on the dollar for your efforts, time, or if they're going to pay you really well for your efforts and time. Okay. The thing is that no company, anybody that's making these claims, that they're going to pay you, 55 cents, 65 cents, 75 cents, 85 cents on the dollar. Folks, come on, let's be realistic. If I come into your home every payday, every day that you get paid, and you say, Rob, I got paid $500 this week, and I say, okay, give me 75% of that. Could you live on the remaining 25%? Could you pay all your bills? Could you actually survive on 25% of what you make? Well, if you can, what makes you think a company can? Think of what they go through. They have insurance to pay. They have paychecks to their employees. They have electrical bills. They have to pay lawyers. They have to have emergency funds. They have to expand into other countries, which is very expensive. They have the product development. They have product shipment. Even though they develop the product, the shipment is independent of that. The cost of shipment is independent of that development. Okay. Then there's the manufacturing, the continual manufacturing of that product. Okay. There's customer service reps. You get the point. Okay. The thing is that it is not a cheap venture to open up a new network marketing company. It takes millions of dollars. Okay. And you got your fingers crossed, hoping and praying that you can make that money back, much less make a profit. Okay. So here's the thing. If you're paying out 75 cents on every dollar to your distributor force, how are you going to pay all of those bills I just mentioned? And a lot of them I didn't mention. How are you going to do that? Additionally, if that's the case, how are you going to keep top earners? In other words, these professional business builders, what you need. And I'll talk about that later. Let's say that you and I, and I'm not going to get into detail, but let's say you and I decide to open up a network marketing company. And we say, wow, we've got a really great idea. Nobody else has ever offered this. So it's unique and the product is unique. And now we've got a unique comp plan. Okay. What makes you think that we're guaranteed any success? Well, we're not. And we're going to have to do what in order to get off the ground? We got to create excitement, buzz. Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to let people know about your comp plan, your unique product, your unique comp plan, and your unique approach to the network marketing business model, and that no one else has ever started a company like this that contained the products in the comp plan that you're offering. Well, how do you do that? You know what? You go out and you hire a professional business builder. That's right. You heard me right. If you and I were starting a new network marketing company, we go out and we hunt down the hottest business builders, professional business builders there are in the industry at this moment. And we say, look, we'll give you $500,000 if you come join our company and build an organization in the next 90 days. Why do you do that? And see, that $500,000 is an investment. And you say, well, why would you do that? That's kind of unethical. No, it's not really. There's nothing unethical or illegal about that. Here's the thing. You're the owner of the company. Your job is in the front office. You have to handle all the legal things, all the employee things. That's your role as the owner. Okay. You don't have time to build a business. Okay. Here's the thing. You have to hire a professional, knows what they're doing, has a proven record of building a large business quickly. That information you take, in other words, them building that business quickly, and you take the success stories, so-and-so, and you spread it throughout the industry. So-and-so just joined company ABC, and in their first 90 days, they made $500,000 in this unique comp plan and highlighted this unique product. Okay. That's what we have to do as owners and entrepreneurs, is that we have to align ourselves with people that have the ability to create excitement through success stories that we can spread throughout the industry. And the buzz and the excitement that people are hearing about these success stories and the actual pictures of documentation of checks, and we can't do checks, of these success stories and videos are spread around the internet via social media. And people are saying, hey, did you see that video? That's a tremendous story. I need to check into that company. I really like their approach. I really like that comp plan. I really like that product. Maybe I need to check into that. And next thing you know, other leaders from other companies who are tired of that company and have already maximized their company's comp plan, they're looking for a new company. And they're saying, hey, you know what? Joe over there, and everybody knows Joe because he's a legendary business builder. Hey, he joined company ABC, and look at what the money he's making over there. You know what? Maybe we ought to take our organization over to company A, B, and C and join Joe in that company. That ought to, I think there's a real opportunity here to make some serious money. And so you bring your whole downline over to company A, B, C because Joel has already been there, who was hired for $500,000 to be the instigator of building a large business, creating those stories. And so now the excitement continues to spread throughout the industry, and you see how the snowball effect it starts. So the point is, in order to get somebody like that, you have to have a comp plan, because that leader, when you offer them $500,000, they're going to say, okay, well, that's cool. You know what? $500,000, and they're used to that. You know, $500,000 is not going to impress them. Well, actually, it takes usually a lot more than that. But here's the thing, because they're going to bring a lot more money to the company than $500,000 in profits. But here's the thing, they're going to look at the comp plan, and they know that they have in their downline are proven leaders. And they know that their job is to make sure those proven leaders who are going to work with them to build this incredible business over the next 90 days, they got to be well compensated as well. You know, you're not going to pay them $500,000. You're paying the head of that organization the $500,000, and the important leaders that person's going to bring with them, that Joel's going to bring with them to your company. Guess what? They're going to get out there and work their tail end off, but they expect to be well compensated. So if the comp plan with that company is not good, then how do you expect to attract high quality people? If you're out there and you just joined a new company and you're out there spreading the music to their ears, message to high quality prospects, you got people that are going to ask you a very pointed question. Look, I cannot afford to take a hit financially, and I will eventually would like to walk away from my job, but I have to know that I can replace my income with this company. And it's your job to tell the truth, and your job has to be yes or no. Okay. And if it's no, then why are you with the company? And you're not going to attract high quality people. If you say no, what do you think is going to happen to your prospect? They're going to sit back and go, oh my gosh, he just said no. Well, I can't put my reputation and effort behind something that it's not going to replace my income over the next 90 days or next year or 2 years, whatever the time frame they're wanting. You see the importance of the comp plan. Do you understand how the comp plan has to work for your downline, that it has to be fair and equitable to everybody? It has to have money for the newbies. It has to have transition money from people going part-time to full-time. It also has to make big money for the big-time leaders who are actually building these large organizations, okay? If you don't have a comp plan like that, you're in the wrong company. The timing might be right, but the comp plan is not rewarding the people for their efforts and commitments, whether they're newbies or transitional or big-time builders. Products, you got to have products people want. You got to have products that are priced. I remember there was this company, I'm not going to mention any names. I don't think it's around anymore. But the bottom line is this company had great products, unique products. It was awesome, but they were way overpriced, and it killed the company. And that's the bottom line. To be honest with you, the owners screwed it up. That's the bottom line. They had it. They had a chance to be something special. And it was for a couple of years, but things started falling apart because the product was overpriced. If they'd have adjusted the price, then guess what? Chances were great that they would have been able to really ride that thing for long term. Okay, so the products are important. The pricing's important. The ingredients are important. Yes, and I told you I'm not a product person, but all of that is important. Why? Because the product has to work. If it's not working, and people have to want it. Okay, so if you are looking at joining a new company, you want to what? Make sure that there's a large amount of product orders. Company usually will share that with you, and they'll share that through their financial numbers. If they're making large profits each and every month, then chances are they're moving a lot of volume. If they're moving a lot of volume, that means they're selling a lot of product, right? So that is pretty self-evident and is easy to check out, okay? But these are the other factors when you're joining a company that you have to check into, and you have to make sure that are in line with what you want to accomplish with this company. Leadership. Well, guess what? It's not just your leadership. Guess what? You have the responsibility to make sure the company leadership knows what they're doing. Because look, if they're not doing the right things, what do you think is going to happen? The company's going to fall apart. Now, there's no guarantee. You can't hold their feet to the fire. But here's the thing. You can say, okay, who are the owners of this company? Who are the leaders? Who's in the front office? And their names are normally on the website, and they're going to promote these people. And all you need to do is find out what these people have done in the past. If they were washing cars last week, then they don't have the experience to make a network marketing company go, right? Okay. If they were a part of a steel company in Timbuktu, then chances are I'm sure they have leadership abilities, but guess what? They have no network marketing abilities, right? So the bottom line is that you have to realize they have to have relevant experience in the network marketing industry, especially in the front office. Why is that important? Because you depend on the corporate people and the owners to make the right decisions, because some comp plans have to be adjusted. Okay, it's not because it was bad. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. There's times where a comp plan has to be adjusted to maintain the financial stability of the company, to get the bills paid, and to make sure that the comp plan is fair and equitable to everybody. Sometimes that requires an adjustment. Well, it takes knowledge to know when that needs to be done, right? And it takes guts to make that decision and to get that information out to the distributor force and to tell them why you did that. Okay, so leadership in so many capacities is very important in the front office, and the key aspect of it is you need to make sure they have it. Okay, and then you want them to have it in spades. You don't want this to be their first venture, although I've seen that and it worked for a while. But the thing is, you prefer that they have obviously enough experience to where they can navigate the troubled waters when those waters do come. All right, financial backing, self-explanatory, easy to find out, and more times than not, a lot of companies will promote their financial backing because they realize it's important to people to know that they're going to be around for 3 to 5 years. Okay, and they'll tell you, hey, we have been funded by the company so-and-so, a capital investment company, for 10 years, for 5 years, whatever the case may be. And you want to make sure that they have a line of credit too with that company. And there again, companies are more times than not willing to share the information. And once they tell you who's back in the company, you can go and check that on the internet too, and see if it's a capital investment firm, if it's a venture investment firm, whatever the case, what they call angels, investment angels, whatever the case may be, you can find out, and you can double check to make sure that in fact that company exists, right? Future growth plans. That's another one, very important. Why? Because look, if they're only going to be in the United States, they say, yeah, we're not going overseas. That's just too much trouble. It's too expensive. We may revisit that down the road, but we have no plans at this time to expand overseas. Well, that should bring a red flag. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Here, why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the situation is this. Most network marketing is looked at totally different overseas. And most companies' profits are generated overseas. The United States is kind of neutral and sterile on the network marketing business model here in the U.S. Does that mean the U.S. doesn't have a market here? No, it most certainly does. But when you compare apples to apples, overseas, especially in Asian markets, far outperform the United States. The United States is an important foundational building process. In other words, you have to have the United States as part of your marketing and as part of your customer base and your distributor force. There's no way around it. Okay. But the bottom line is, if you want to survive long term in the network marketing industry as a company, you have to have future plans to expand. And there's really no rhyme or reason, although there is conventional wisdom. I mean, sometimes you want to go into Canada from here and into Mexico and then go overseas in the UK or Asia. And some companies have done it the reverse with equal success. They'll go into Asia before they go into Canada and Mexico. So, I'm not the expert on that. I've seen it done both ways. I don't know the numbers, and it seemed to work. But the bottom line is, I know that overseas expansion is critical to the long-term success of a company. That is expensive. There is no cheap way. There are lawyers that specialize in that, and there are other people, other experts that specialize in that, and those people have the contacts in the government. Like if you're going to go into Italy, these people have long-term relationships with the right people in Italy to bring a new network marketing company and the products into their country, because there are certain guidelines in each country over, like if you were to take a new product into Israel, there are certain things that a product cannot contain. And otherwise it'll get stuck in customs. They won't let it into the country. Okay. And it has to be approved by the right people. And you have to supply a prototype in order for these government officials to evaluate. And this takes time, this takes money, it takes lawyers, it takes a lot of effort, scientists and all of that if you're using any kind of product that has ingredients in it. So as you can see, that can be a challenge. So future growth plans of the company is imperative to its future, and its financial well-being at the same time is very expensive. So you want to find out, hey, does this new company have intentions of expanding? If so, when and what countries? Okay. And so you can go and put your head down and build in the US and do very well. And you can, if they say, okay, you know what, by the December 2020, we're going to expand into Canada and Mexico. Okay. And so if October and November 2020 rolls around, then guess what? You have a situation where if you're not hearing, hey, we got a launch date of Canada of 10 December, rock solid, it's going to happen, then you can build towards that event and start prospecting people in Canada saying, hey, we're coming up there. Would you like to work together to take advantage of this explosion? We could own Canada if we work together, and I'll help you make that happen. Okay. And that's the message you have to potential prospects. You tell them, say, look, there's a huge financial windfall at our doorstep. This company's going into Canada. I know how to make this business go. This is what I've already achieved in the US. I can show you the financials. I can show you the size of my organization. I obviously know what I'm doing, but I would like to come into Canada. I would like to work with you. Are you open to doing that? And if the person says yes, then you obviously going to train them and say, look, I know how to make this business go. If you allow me to help you and guide you, we can tap into this growth and really make a serious amount of money. See, that's the message you would have. That's the music to their ears. Hey, you know what? If you work with me, I'll show you how to make this business go. It can change your financial life. You're going to have an incredible lifestyle as a result. But you got to allow me, because of my experience and knowledge, you got to allow me to help you make this thing go. And I'll do that. I'll show you exactly how we can tap into this growth. I'll show you there's only 5 simple steps you got to do. I'll show you what the 5 simple steps are, and we can make this thing happen, and we can get out there and go. So with that being said, once again, you're tapping into the growth. You're part of the reason the company's growing, because you're out in front of it, and you're sponsoring people in Canada, and you're working with them to build an organization in Canada. Okay. And the product is officially going to be released on December 10th. Well, if you find out in October that December 10th is the official launch date, you can build up to that point. You just can't move any product, but you can build an organization, which we did many times, on the promise, okay, that it's going to be done December 10th. If December 10th rolls around, it doesn't happen, which is not sometimes unusual. There could be a glitch in the government documents, something. Could be something legal. There's a lot of sometimes, or it could be a shipment problem last minute. You know how life works. Sometimes it happens, and then things work out and off you go. But if December 10th comes and they set a new one, hey, it's going to be December 20th, and December 20th comes and it doesn't happen, third strike and you're out, then you have to decide whether these guys are serious or if they're capable of pulling this off. You need to ask straight up pointed questions because if you're one of the largest organizations in the company, you have every right to go to the owner and say, what's going on? I can't continue to build this business if you guys can't deliver, because it's going to hurt my reputation and it's going to hurt my downline. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. We're working our tail end off for you guys, but you got to pull your end too. If you're going to tell me you do something, you got to tell me the truth. So if they're hee-hawed about telling you the truth, then there's something up. Okay. And then you got to decide what you're going to do. So, we go back and forth over all these things that need to happen. And it's all part of the timing is everything. When you're joining a new company, timing is everything. And all of this right here is part of that timing. Okay, the company's comp plan, all that. You can't just say, well, the company's young and I'm going to jump in. Well, what if the company's only got 3 months worth of biking? You jump in, you work your jillion off, and the company falls apart. And it doesn't pay anybody. Now your reputation is ruined and you're all upset, but you should be upset at yourself for taking action too quickly and not doing your homework first. That's the reason why I have that ticker down there and showing these important things that you need to know so that you can make it happen in the right way, not the wrong way. But it's all part of the timing. So let's go back. Remember the red flag? We threw that daggone red flag in the beginning about what? They say, oh, you got to get in now. Positioning is critical in this new company. Foul, foul, foul. That's not the truth. Remember what I told you that. What was it? It's positioning. It's not positioning. It's timing. Timing is everything. Okay. Positioning is not something that you need to worry about. It doesn't matter whether you're number 10 or if you're 42second person to come into the business. It's timing, not positioning, is important. Okay. If you join a company that's 18 months old and you know that companies go out of business within 3 to 5 years, 90% of them, and you say, you know what, this opportunity is too good for me to pass up, but it's already 18 months old. What does that tell you need to do? It means you need to get your butt in gear because you've only got 12 to 14 months to maximize that financial opportunity. Yes, it could go longer. God willing, it will. It'll go for 5 years. So it'll give you 2 years. Because look, no matter what you decide, if you go into a brand new company when it's 2 days old, folks, it's going to take you 2 years. And if some of you say, well, 2 years is too long, and I don't mean 2 years to make money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's going to take you 2 years to maximize the financial opportunity that company offers you. So if you go in and this company's 2 days old and you do a 90-day mini blast, I'm going to tell you, typically we do 1 to 2 mini blasts in the same calendar year. And it can be a daunting task. I do not advocate that for a newbie. Yeah, it's something that you need to check with us or somebody that's experienced. But here's the bottom line. When you have a situation where you have the ability to do 2 mini blasts in the same calendar year, it will do phenomenal. It'll have a phenomenal impact on your business above and beyond what one will do, obviously. But here's the thing. You want to make sure you do one, at least one, and you do it right, because you're setting a foundation that could catapult your business to incredible heights over the next 1 to 2 years. Okay. And you have to go into a company knowing that if you do 2 mini blasts, think about it. 2 mini blasts is a minimum of 6 months. They're 3 months apiece. This business works in thirds. You got to give it 3 months minimum. Sometimes it'll take a little longer, sometimes a little less. There's a lot of dynamics that affect that. But the thing is that you got to give it at least 3 months, and you got to get out there. And what happens is you do 3 months and you put your head down and you go crazy and you sponsor as many people as you can, as quickly as you can. You identify and start working with the leaders, right? What you do is at the end of 90 days, you work in your tail end off, sponsoring as many people as you can. And then once that 90th day comes, you stick your head up, see where you are. You either sponsor some more people, not a lot, just a few more. Maybe you don't have the number of leaders that you had as your goal. If you say, I want to have 20 leaders that I'm working with by the end of the 90th day, and you're at 17, and you say, I need to get to those 20, it's up to you whether you go past the 90 days to get those other 3 leaders to make it a total of 20. But here's the thing, because you're making the numbers work in your favor. Remember, you understand the numbers. But here's the thing. After you get your 20 leaders, now you got to focus on working with them. You don't do a mini blast, because part of finishing off a mini blast, and you're getting some extra training here, part of finishing off a mini blast is working with those leaders to make sure they're doing the right things, that you're there for them. You promised them that you would be a partner. You promised them that you would share your knowledge and your experience, and you would be there for them and help them build their businesses over the next 90 days. See, they're doing their 90-day mini blast. You're done with yours, but now a lot of them are doing theirs. So you got to devote your time in helping them over the next 90 days, maybe 120 days. But here's the thing. What you want to do is you want to make sure that if you're going to do another 90-day mini blast in the same calendar day, because you're going to be wore out, as you can imagine, but you have an opportunity to set yourself up for life. So now that you know that, you did one mini blast that took you 90 days, but it's spread out to 6 months, because now you're working with the leaders that you found during your 90-day mini blast. So then if you decide to do another one, you're going to repeat that process all over again. So you can see where 1 year is gone before you know it, because you're working your tail end off. You may have a job and you're out there building this business. You're excited. Things are happening. You're making money hand over foot. Your lifestyle's improving dramatically. You're hanging on to your job, even though it's getting less and less important to you, and things are really rolling, because sometimes it's hard to give up that job, that security that you've known for so long. And I get that. I've totally been there. But here's the thing, there'll come a day where you have to make a decision, and before you know it, a year is gone. And you might say to yourself, well, 2 years, that's a long time. No, it's not. I'm telling you, it will fly by. When you start having fun and you're making money, you can't wait to get up the next day and start again. And you'll say, my gosh, I don't have enough time in the day. And the thing is that if you're willing to commit yourself to this business model and you're willing to commit to doing it right, I'm telling you, sometimes it can be addictive. I had to step away because, man, it can be so addicting. It's an adrenaline rush. I can say that word, adrenaline. Well, whatever. I've said that a million times. But anyway, the point is, the thing is that you will get such a rush out of doing this, and the success you're having, the friendships you're developing, that you can't wait to get up the next day and do it again. And before you know it, a year's gone by and you're staring yourself in the mirror in the second year. Okay. And if you want to do another mini blast the second year to make it even higher, it's all based on what you want, the money you want. I'm the type, I want to take full advantage of opportunity. When I walk away, I don't want to look back and say, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have stopped when I did. I should have kept going. I should have just knocked this thing out. I should have really, because man, it just really took off after I stepped away. I don't want to look back and do that. So I'm going to run hard for 2 years and stick my head up then and say, okay, where am I? What's going on here? And I'll decide then, because if once you understand the comp plan, you've been around it enough, you'll know whether you maximized it. If you do the mini blast, and if you if you do the numbers of network marketing and you sponsor the right number of leaders, it doesn't do you any good to keep sponsoring people. It doesn't do any good to keep the business building process going. What it has to do is you have to shift gears and become that figurehead. Okay. You have to, and that's the fun part. Because when you go to events, people come clamoring to you saying, how did you do it? That's amazing what you did. You mean you only did that in 2 years? That's amazing. Can you teach me how to do that? Okay. And that excitement you can't replicate even through your own efforts. It's your reputation. It's your success aura that's around you that people will recognize, and that will keep your business going. And so your role changes. So if you're willing to do 1 to 2, maybe 3 90-day mini blast over a 2-year period, you will create an unbelievable money machine, unbelievable business, and an unbelievable lifestyle. And you also may become one of those legendary business builders that everybody talks about and makes videos about. Only you can determine that. And it can all start right here by having the right knowledge. So with that being said, go back, review this video, and remember, it's timing, not positioning. Remember, we threw that red flag. It's a foul. Don't fall for that positioning. Oh, you got to get in now. If you don't get in now, the opportunity's gone. You're going to miss out. Okay. The bottom line is, as long as you join the company within the first 3 years, you've got a legitimate chance to make some serious income, if not wealth. Okay. So don't fall for that crap. That's a tactic they use on people to get them to take action now so that those people will join their organization. Look, if you find a company on Monday, I can promise you chances are great that company's going to be around that Friday. So take your time, evaluate the things we're talking about here, realize timing is everything, because as we close, know this, it takes the same amount of effort, the same commitment, the same tools, the same focus and dedication to build a successful business in a new company as it does an old company. Here's the difference. In a new company, you have a realistic chance in creating wealth. In an old company, you're going to create stability. You have to determine which one's more important to you. I always tell my people, look, make as much money as quickly as you can. That's the bottom line. If you're going to have to put in the effort, I encourage you to make as much money as quickly as you can, because you may not get that opportunity again. So why waste it? You can always go to the old companies. If you love this business model and you want stability, you can always step back from a new company and go to the old one. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot to be said. And can you create wealth in an old company? I'm sure you still can, but it's going to take a lot longer, because the growth has what I call horizontal growth. Okay, sometimes it's flat at zero. Sometimes it'll have a +1 or a +2. If that's Amway having a +1 for the year, considering it's an $8 billion company, that would be a substantial amount of growth. And there would be an opportunity for a handful of people to create wealth. Well, those odds are not in my favor. Okay, I don't want to be a handful of people. If I'm looking for stability, then Amway, New Skin, Mary Kay, Herbalife, Metallica, etc. are companies that I would look at, because they've been there forever. Their checks are good. There's going to be very few changes. Their products are outstanding. There's a lot of proven history there that I could tap into and promote and develop a successful message for my prospects to hear. On the other hand, a new company is a lot riskier. It's like the Wild West. It's like a bunking bronco. You don't know what to expect, but the bottom line is the financial rewards cannot be matched by no company. So you have to decide which one you want, and understand that timing is everything. Think about it. Timing applies to the older companies too. The point is, they're a phase 3 company. You know right off the bat what they're about and what they offer. Okay, so if you were to join an old company today, timing is important. And I don't mean in the financial reward side. I mean, you're joining them in a phase when they're in phase 3. Timing is this. They're stable. They've been around a long time. You know what you're dealing with. Timing with a new company is totally different. You have no idea what you're dealing with. You're going in blind. And like I said, when we join new companies, it was like jumping on a wild bronco. We held on for dear life, and we put our heads down and we rock and roll, because we knew that 90% of new companies go out of business within the first 3 to 5 years. And we knew that this company offered us a unique financial opportunity where we could create wealth and incredible lifestyle, not only for ourselves, but our downline. And we knew we had to get our butts in gear, because a year we would go in no time when you build this business right. So that's what we did. That's why we did it. That's how you do it. So let's kind of recap real quick. As we talked about, there's phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 companies. You need to determine which company you want to join. We talked about why it's important to your financial well-being, where you'll want to pick one phase over another. As we said, there's a great detailed video in the members area that goes into great detail about each and every phase and the pros and cons of those. But the bottom line is that you need to know that those phases exist, and that you are going to make your most money in a phase 1 company, but it's also the most volatile environment. Like any new company in any industry, it faces challenges, and the odds are against it being around in 3 to 5 years. But 3 to 5 years in this industry can be a lifetime where you can make a ton of money. As you can see, my dogs are very interested. As I said, they're going to the vet today in a few minutes. Okay, so with that being said, to go back to this right here, the comp plan, the products, the leadership, financial backing, the future growth plans of that new company are imperative to you maximizing that financial opportunity it provides. You can find that information out a lot of times on the company website. A lot of times you can call a company, which we used to do in the old days as well. It wasn't not hard for us to find this information out. And with the advent of the internet, guess what? You can find a lot of things out. If you guys missed the video, please go to our YouTube channel and watch the video over again. You can also go to our Facebook page and do the same. And watch this video. It's got a lot of great information. Today is the start of actual business building tactics, and this is part of that. As you know, last week we covered the basics. Again, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to our channel and sharing our videos. Please continue to do so. We're getting ready to wrap up. I got to get these guys to the vet. Our book, hold on one second. All of this, oops, we got a, let me get rid of that. All of this works together. And if you go back in sequence and watch our videos, you will see how they build upon each other. And that's the reason why we're meticulously going in order, because we don't want to skip around, because skipping around is going to confuse you guys. It's not going to add value. You won't know, okay, when am I supposed to use this tactic? That doesn't make sense. I don't see how that relates to that one over there. What we're doing is we're layering them on top of each other, even though some of the basics might have been boring. They're imperative to your success. And now we're building on those because we laid the basic business foundation last week. Now we're applying the business building action on top of that foundation, on top of that knowledge foundation, and on top of the paperwork foundation that you laid last week, so that you will greatly enhance your chances for success. When you have this knowledge and you know how step 1 goes and step 2 goes and step 3 goes and how they all work together and how they correlate with one another, you become a focused business building machine that can't be stopped. And it's no joke. There will be no excuses, because you'll have everything at your fingertips, all the knowledge, and they're going to be in sequence. And the thing is, you're going to be able to go back and watch these videos in sequence, because we label them in sequence. And you're going to be able to go by one and watch those, take notes, and build upon that. And if you need even more guidance, as I said before, we are in the very near future going to offer live training in our members area. Additionally, we have every kind of video, training video, and document you can imagine in there at your fingertips 24/7, where you don't have to wait for podcasts and you don't have to go through podcasts. You can actually go to that video, that subject matter, and get that information instantaneously and not have to watch and sometimes a 40-minute or hour video. You'll be able to scroll right to that point that you need to learn about, or open up the book to the page you need to learn about, or the other documents, supporting documents. And plus, we have the step-by-step guide, and we have all the graphs that you need. And the graphs only identify the important things you need to monitor. And you can monitor the progress of your business, and you can see where the weak points are and make adjustments as you go. How important is that? How phenomenal is that? And you have a video that takes you step by step through that, filling out that graph, or progress report, I should say. That's what it is. And you know exactly what goes in what slot and why it's there and why it's important. And you'll learn these things, and it'll become second nature to you. And you can't get that anywhere else. No one else provides that type of information. So that's what you have at your fingertips. That's what's going on. What we're doing is trying in the best way possible in this manner right here to get this information out to you so you know what's available to you. If you don't mind, please give us a thumb up. Please share. Please subscribe to our channel. And as you know, we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I know we have a LinkedIn account. I'll get better at that as well. And I'll start putting the addresses on the videos so that you guys can know where we are. But I do know that if you go to those sites and put in hashtag TheMLMSoluiton, hashtag the, just as you see right there, TheMLM-Soluiton, you'll find us on most of the platforms. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. Thank you for your time. As always, we are so blessed that you guys are joining us and appreciate our input. And please, once again, come back tomorrow. And we're here every day, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow's subject matter is going to be finding the right finding the right comp plan. I almost said the same thing. Finding the right comp plan. If you don't know how comp plans work, we're not going to go in that kind of detail. But if you don't understand the importance and how they work and keeping high quality people in your business, if you don't understand how a comp plan solidifies your business and maximizes the financial opportunity that company offers you, you do not want to miss tomorrow's show, because I'm telling you, knowing the comp plan is imperative to your success, okay? Because you want to make sure a comp plan is fair and equitable to everybody, okay? Because there has to be newbie money, there has to be transitional money, and there has to be professional level money. If a comp plan does not have a proper balance of those and it's out of balance, it's going to piss off a lot of people in your business, and you're going to struggle to keep a business intact. And you might be doing all the steps right, but if you pick the right company that has the wrong comp plan, you're in trouble, and you may not realize it. So a lot of people gloss over this comp plan thing. You know, people just go in, well, how much money can I make? They just focus on how much money I can make. What they don't realize is it's what's just as important, if not more important. You should ask a question: how much money is my downline going to make? Okay. Because you're in the initial phases, your downline is going to be full of what? Newbies. But your leaders who are also newbies, who are used to setting a goal and achieving a goal, they want to be rewarded financially for their effort. And they're not going to be willing to mess around. If they're not being paid good money and they can't see how that money is going to get better, they're not going to stick around. So you'll never develop the leaders that you need to make your business go. So a comp plan is very important. Beyond the fact of how much money you're going to make, is how much money is my whole business going to make. Okay. And the best way to put that is that comp plan fair and equitable to everybody. And we're going to go into detail about that tomorrow. It's very important. You don't want to miss it. So please be here tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, unless something bad happens. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. If that happens, we might do a replay. But I'd only say that if one of my dogs is in bad shape. Okay, so let's not go there. But the point is, every day, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, please share so we can continue to get this information. We want to help turn the network marketing industry around. We do not want the status quo to continue to have this grip on people. This is a wonderful business model that can do amazing things, but you have to know how to do it, and you have to know the truth, and you have to know what the basics are to make this business go. We're doing that. We're the only ones doing that. Please share it so that other people can learn that too. Take care, guys. God bless. I hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow morning. Take care.